Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us from across the globe. Welcome to another episode of The Doctors Are In here on the Psychic Talk Radio Network. This is Dax Carlisle. I'm a tarot advisor, numerologist, and life coach coming to you live from Tucson, Arizona. And joining me, as always, my fabulous co-host. She's a certified life coach and spiritual teacher, Dr. Rose Wilkerson, live from Berkeley, California. Hey, Rose.
Hey, Dax. Hey, everybody. Happy Friday.
Yay, we made it back onto the air here. We've had some bumps in the road over the last few weeks, a lot of weird things going on and having to cancel shows and, oh, my God, all kinds of stuff. Last week's show, let's see, you were able to do it with Coca-Cola, but I had to take it off because I had to go and get my first COVID shot. Yeah. And last week's show was great. You guys, were just fabulous. I said, I should take Fridays off more often and just have you guys do shows because you guys were, you knocked it out of the park, especially your guest. She's fabulous.
She is. And we're actually talking about, bringing her back. So, at some point. She's fantastic. Yeah.
Stay tuned. We're going to have her back on as a guest. And if you missed last week's show, you can always check it out in archive, either on the Tarot Guild site or psychictalk.net/archive. You can also go /Fridays. You can do Fridays as well. psychictalk.net/Fridays will take you right to all the Friday shows, and you can check out last week's show. And then I got my second shot coming up Friday, April 16th. We had already planned for that day off, but I had a reaction to the first shot, so I talked with Mary. We're going to take that Saturday, the 17th, off as well, just in case I'm down for the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad
so you were
better,
staying in the green.
So that's the good news.
Oh yeah. The symptoms only last 24 to 48 hours, and then it's gone. I had some chills, then it went away. Then I had a fever, and it went away, and some body aches, but it pretty much wiped me out, and I didn't have the energy to do anything all weekend. But I understand. We were chatting in the green room that you and Mom are going to get yours, and you guys get to get the single shot one.
Yes. So, I live in the state of California, and they're doing, what they can to make sure they get to marginalized communities. My mom and I actually had have an appointment scheduled for April 20th through our doctor. What do I call it? It's called Stanford Health. It's the system that he belongs to, our doctor belongs to. But that was so far away, and then everybody's getting there sooner, and I said, let me see what I can do. So we live in this county where they're doing their best to get to marginalized communities, and through the church that we attend, they're bringing a mobile truck to the parking lot so that we can have it there. So I signed up and everything for the time, and we're going to go have our shot there. So, and it's the one-shot one, which I think is Johnson & Janssen vaccine or something like that. So looking forward to getting that, just having the vaccination so I don't die from the coronavirus or be hospitalized. That'd be great, because I do have pre-existing conditions that, I do not want to go through that. But I'm not looking forward to the possible side effects, but I figure I'll be like Dax. I'll just rough it for those 2 days, and then it's done. I'll keep my fingers crossed.
There you go.
Keep my fingers crossed, everybody.
Well, good luck to you and Mom on getting that shot, and I'm I don't know if I'm looking forward to the second shot. I kind of am, but I'm also kind of skittish now that I went through that weekend, Maybe I won't get any symptoms this time, I kind of want to just get it over with, so I am looking forward to it, It's still a few weeks away, though.
In all honesty, nobody wants to be sick or go through that, but in a way it's important, if we ever are going to get back to some level of normalcy, we hope, we don't know yet how long these shots last. Will this be a yearly thing, or, or not, or what's going to happen after that? And we just, no. So,
exactly.
keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best.
Yeah.
That's all you can do at this point, right?
Right. Well, let's tell everybody about the show, though. We are a live call-in show, and we're live right now. So you can give us a ring, 714-816-4628. We also have a chat post set up, and it's the same URL for every show on the network all week long. We always have a chat post on our Psychic Talk Radio Facebook group, which you can go search for it there, but the easiest way is just open a new tab in your browser and type in psychictalk.net/chat. psychictalk.net/chat. That will take you right to the chat post. And, the comments on Facebook posts, there's an arrow telling you what to do, where to go, but it's basically you're going to type in the comments and use it like a chat room. And you can ask for mini readings in there and life coaching and all the things that we do on the show. Yes, we're going to be taking your calls for mini readings as well. And we also are starting a brand new monthly segment the last Friday of each month there's a mantra for that. Bringing the mantras back. We were doing mantras, every show, and it's hard to do. You kind of got burnt out there, Rose.
Yeah, I sure did. How can you get burnt out on mantras? But it is possible.
Yeah, and this way you can do it monthly and really, nuts and bolts get into a particular mantra or just talking about mantras in general or anything that you want to talk about on the segment. We're looking forward to it. Meanwhile, we'll give time for people to call in here as well, 714-816-4628. And as soon as you get through, you have to press 1 on the dial pad. That'll put you up in the caller queue so we know you want to be live on air with us. Otherwise, we just assume you're listening to the show. That's perfectly fine, too. You could just dial in and listen to the show. But if you want to be live with us, push 1 as soon as you get through at 714-816-4628. And I'm still getting used to, in Arizona, we don't put our clocks back. So although the times of the shows don't change for everybody else, they do here in Arizona where they were starting at noon. Now they start at 11 because now I'm on West Coast time, so 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's when our shows start. And I'm still getting used to that. I didn't. I had a rush to get things set up today, and I didn't even day and the numerology of the day. I just pulled a card and it got the 8 of Swords, and today's day is 8 as well. 26. 2 plus 6 is 8. So that's the number of abundance and prosperity. Now you wouldn't think of that looking at the Rider-Waite-Smith version of the 8 of Swords, because here's this woman, she's bound up, got a blindfold on, surrounded by all these swords. Remember, swords are just representing thoughts and ideas. It's the air element, okay? And if you look closely, she could just kind of, wriggle her arms up and down, and those bonds would just fall right off of her, and she could reach up and take the blindfold off and see the way out between the swords. It's like her, I don't know how to describe it. It's like her mind itself, and all the thoughts are what is trapping her. She's not really trapped. And if she can get past that, Rose, then she can get to the abundance. So yeah, even when you look at cards that are 8 cards, and there's it doesn't seem like it's that abundant energy of 8. What it is talking about is getting to the 8, getting to the abundance energy. And then today is the Athene. 1 plus 6 is 7. So that's the highest spiritual number. This is a great day to do exploration and research and things along that, especially if it leads you to abundance ultimately. But that's the numerology of the day and the card of the day. And let's see, we do have some callers calling in. One of them has their hand raised. Okay. So we'll come back to calls in just a minute here, 714-816-4628. So for the first, there's a mantra for that. What do you want to chat about in regards to that?
So I'm going to, start again with, what are mantras and provide some little bit of different perspectives from, what I've talked about before. So, so those of you who are new will know what I'm talking about, and those of you who have heard me talk about this before, hopefully this will bring a little bit of a different angle about what mantras are. I know I struggle with sometimes trying to define what a Sanskrit mantra, use mantra, the term for a lot of things, like use it to make affirmation, or just something that you say a lot, or, something that you answer with that. And, so I'm going to talk a little bit about what is mantra, what is a mantra, what does it do, and then I'll provide 4 fundamentals about mantras. And this is coming from a text. This is a text that I use a lot called Healing Mantras Using Sound Affirmation for Personal Power, Creativity, and Healing. And that is by Thomas Ashley Farrand, I think his name, or Farrand. I'm not sure how to pronounce the last part, but Farrand. And so basically a mantra, the word itself, is a Sanskrit word. Sanskrit is an ancient language in India. It is still spoken today. And the word itself, mantra, has several meanings to it. And here are some of them. One is tool of the mind. Another is divine speech. Another one is language of the human spiritual physiology. So that's a little bit complicated. But just to give you a feel for it, a mantra, a Sanskrit mantra, is a sound, it's a word or sound, not like regular language words, but they're sounds that people use often for spiritual and material attainment, to receive something, to fix something within their lives, et cetera, et cetera. And there are different reasons why people chant mantras and what have you, but we'll get into that a little bit later. These are often used as tools for healing problems that we all face in life. They can help you feel more peaceful or more energized. They can help you cope with illness and sometimes help affect physical healing. And what I say by help you cope with illness, and this is really important because, sometimes when people get into spirituality, spiritual practices, they think it's an all or nothing deal. It's never an all or nothing deal. So, I'm not saying use these in place of having surgery or going to the emergency if you need to go to the emergency. You still want to do those things. But the mantras can definitely help, right? They can definitely help you in certain situations. They can help you deal with difficult or unpleasant circumstances by helping you see, like, for example, a different course of action. Or it can give you the patience and perspective to wait something out. It can also bring your wishes to fruition, meaning that you're making your dreams come true, and create reality from your dreams. A mantra is a dynamic, individual, non-violent way to approach conditions you wish to change. They are ancient formulas of divine sounds recorded by ancient sages of India. So these ancient sages, did a lot of meditation and whatnot, and these sounds were, in a sense, given to them, or they were revealed to them when they were in deep meditation. And these sounds can really affect your life spiritually as well as physically. So in terms of dealing with some of the fundamentals, I think Thomas in this book, Ashley Farrand, has about 6 or 7 fundamentals. I'm just going to give 4 for today. One is that mantras are energy-based sounds. There's something I need to open my book here because I forgot to do. Okay, yeah, they're energy-based sounds. They are words, whereas we use words in conversation where they derive their power from the meaning that they convey, But mantras derive their power from the energy, the effect of the energy that the sounds produce. So they're slightly different. So pronouncing a mantra creates a particular physical vibration in the form of sound that in turn produces various energetic effects in the physical and subtle bodies. Mantras are also chakra-based sounds. For those of you who are into chakras and you know about them, it says that each of the 50 letters in the Sanskrit alphabet corresponds to one of the 50 petals on chakras, 1 through 6, from the base of the spine up to the brow. Sanskrit mantra vibrates to the letters and the words of the mantra, which energizes the petal and attracts ambient spiritual energy in the atmosphere to the person pronouncing the mantra. In this way, mantra affects both our physical bodies and our spiritual consciousness. We literally grow in spirit and in flesh. So that's how they work in terms of chakra, our chakras as well. What's the other one I was going to say? The third one, when you combine chanting a mantra with an intention, it can have spiritual and physical benefits. So when we combine the physical energy of mantra, the sound vibration with the mental energy of intention and attention, we increase, strengthen, and direct the energetic effect of the mantra. Intention, the reason we are saying the mantra, is carried on the physical vibration producing an effect. This is the essence of Sanskrit mantra, right? So it's one thing, you don't want to just chant a mantra. How can there's both good and bad reasons for just chanting a mantra in your mind for, no reason at all. I mean, sometimes, let me try to explain that just a little bit, that sometimes people chant mantras, but they have no intention behind it. So like, for example, when someone discovers a mantra and it says this can bring wealth and abundance, but they're chanting it without really having an intention, a purpose in a sense, then they'll say, oh, the mantra doesn't work. Well, mantras always work. They always work on our karma. Karma is kind of, or we have both good and bad karma, as they say, but karma is kind of like think of it as an onion, You have to peel back layers, right, in order to get some change and transformation. But some people will say, oh, the mantra doesn't work. I chanted it for a year and nothing happened. That's usually rarely the issue, or really the case. A lot of times it's chanting without your intention. And I think there's a lot of confusion around it, and I can talk about that at a little later date in terms of, because, there are some schools of thought where you chant the mantra as like a devotion to the deity or the god or goddess that's behind the mantra. You don't chant it for personal reasons. And actually a lot of that information is not true. So some people see it more as a spiritual or a devotion, and then others will see it more as, I really need to change something in my life, and I'll chant a mantra for that reason. So there's those two schools of thoughts that are out there, and I can talk about that, do a show on that on a later date. But let's get back to the fundamentals. So remember, when you're chanting a mantra, chant it with intention. Okay, what is your purpose, your reason for chanting that mantra? You just don't want to do it, as we say, willy-nilly, right? Because then you'll get willy-nilly results. So you want to chant it with intention. Mantras have only an approximate language-based translation. And I love the way that Thomas Ashley Farron talks about this. He says, if we warn a young child not to touch a hot stove, we try to explain that the stove will burn the child. However, language is insufficient to convey the experience. Only the act of touching the stove and being burned will adequately define the words hot and burn in the context of stove, right? Essentially, there is no linguistic translation for the experience of being burned. It's the same with mantras. The only true definition is the experience that a mantra ultimately creates in the individual who chants it. Nevertheless, from the original seer of a given mantra to the shared identical experiences of those who have subsequently used it, a mantra will obtain an experiential definition. That is, it will be known by the effect it produces. So if you want to know more about how the mantra affects your life, you chant it. It's an experience. It's not necessarily, people can describe it, describe what they experience, but it's different for everybody, right? So I just wanted to give those fundamentals, and then about mantras and whatnot. And then I think for next week I'll talk about, I'll have to write this down too so I can remember. For next week I'll talk about the practice of chanting a mantra, maybe give some other knowledge as well. So those are four of the six fundamentals that Thomas Ashley Farron uses in his, or talks about in his book Healing Mantras. But the mantra for today, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to provide a mantra for the day, the week, or for the month. I guess it's going to be for the month for those of you. I was thinking, Dax,
monthly mantra, I like it.
What did you say? Monthly mantra? It's the monthly mantra show.
I like it.
I wanted to, yeah, that's good. We'll have to use it. Since we're in, the pandemic that we're in has changed a lot for everybody. Some people are having to learn new ways of operating, learn new business opportunities or opportunities to bring in income. Many people are taking like meditation classes or how do you heal your chakra classes, or just learning new training like how to be a project manager or how to be an entrepreneur. Many people are just learning these new ways of, new trainings and things of that nature, because for many folks around the globe, we have to change. We have to change the way that we operate due to a lot of what's been happening, right? This kind of, staying at home, social distancing, and what we've been going through for the past year. And so I wanted to provide the mantra for this month. Is the mantra I'm. It's spelled a couple of ways, E-I-M. I like spelling it E-I-M because it's a little bit better, but it's I'm, right? Some people spell it with an A-I-M, but but then people can mispronounce it or do aim or something, but it's really I'm. So what does I'm do? I'm is a feminine seed sound that rules artistic and scientific endeavors, music, and education. At a deeper level, it governs the development and manifestation of spiritual knowledge. It is useful for achieving good education, memory, and intelligence, musical skill, and success in spiritual endeavors. So just to kind of double back on that, so I'm can be used when you're learning something new. Let's say you're learning something new, maybe even if you're learning it and have to learn it, acquire a lot of knowledge about what you're doing or what you're learning about, chant the mantra I'm, and that can help you with learning, understanding what you're learning, as well as memory and your intelligence. If you are an artist, that's great. And musical artist. I think this also pertains to visual artists, but I'll double check on that. Music and science, you can also chant I'm. So for those of you who are in some field of science, astrophysics or, I don't know, biology or, all those different, you can chant I'm, and that will help you to understand your material better. It can increase your test scores as well. I mean, there's been a lot of different stories about that, about I'm doing that. In India, there are parents who chant I'm to help with their children's education. Education is very important in India, and most of the parents want their kids to do well, like be doctors and lawyers and, things of that nature. And so parents will commit to chanting on behalf of their children. Now, any parent can chant for their child, even if the child is older. I always say once the child gets to a point where they can do some things on their own, such as, like an adult or something, it's usually better if they chant it. But as a parent, you can chant on the behalf of your own child because your family, the karmic issues you have are all shared within that family, right? You never want to chant for somebody else, like a friend chanting for another friend. That's not a good thing to do because what will happen is that you can take on their karmic issues, and you don't want to do that. So you have your own karmic issues to deal with. You don't. Yeah, you can always
I never
pray
thought of
for
that
them.
part.
Yeah, and it can happen too. You can pray for them and for their well-being, but chanting, it can take that on. And there are different schools of thoughts about whether or not you should, like I believe in this book, he talks about if you're going to chant for somebody else, that you need to say, what is it that he says? I'm chanting on behalf of this person, and I am not taking on their karmic issues or something. I think he talked about that, but I'll talk about that at a later time. Just for now, I would let people know it's best not to chant for someone else who can actually do it for themselves, because you don't want to take on their karma. And that can happen. And I want to actually kind of lead into just another tidbit. I was thinking this morning when I woke up about how some gurus will say it's better if a guru gives you the mantra as opposed to just finding something on YouTube, like people chanting on YouTube, or a person who chants on YouTube, because it kind of gives you access to their consciousness. And gurus who have trained and spent time, usually many, many years, in kind of developing this spiritual enlightenment or perfection within themselves, it's better if they give it to you as opposed to just, listening to any old person chant. I think there's some truth to that, and I just wanted to share a quick experience. I know this is kind of going off from the topic that I'm talking about, but I had an experience one time where I was listening to someone chant a particular mantra, and I can't remember. I don't know if it was a Ganesha mantra, Shiva, I can't remember. But anyway, so this person was chanting a mantra, and I had closed my eyes and listening to it while I'm, sleeping. And I started to have this dream about being in a house that had no doors. Like, in other words, there was no front door. There was just an open space, and people could come in and out. And I thought, oh, this is so weird. And I woke up thinking, why am I dreaming about this? Like, I don't have any issues of security, at least I didn't think I did, right? About having any issues about feeling insecure or feeling as if people are going in and out. And I kind of thought maybe it's what I'm listening to, this person who was chanting. There was only one person who was chanting this mantra. So I played it again, closed my eyes, and I still had that, and I got that feeling again. I said, okay, I'm not going to play this audio anymore because obviously whoever was chanting this was going through some issue. And after I stopped listening to it, I didn't have those issues anymore. Like, I haven't had any other dreams about feeling insecure about living at home or like feeling like my space is open or invaded or anything like that. So there are some, you want to kind of be observant of that. Yeah, I mean, if you can get a mantra from a guru, that's fine. A lot of people will go to YouTube or whatnot, but if you start experiencing some problems or issues, it could be the person who's chanting the mantra. So you just want to be aware of that. But anyway, let me go back to just saying, for those of us who are learning, new skills, like Dax, you were saying you got a certification just recently, and there are other courses or programs that you're working on. anything involving education, artistic endeavors, scientific endeavors, you want to chant the mantra I'm, and you want to chant it at least 108 times every day. I'm is a very short mantra, and you can chant that in a short period of time. I mean, literally, you could probably, this is not a race, so you don't need to chant mantras as if you're in a race. I'm, you don't want to do that. Remember, that's kind of lack of intention. But you can probably anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, you can chant that in 108 times. You're always welcome to do more. That's also great. And so why do you chant that many times is that you're building up the power of the mantra. It's like a seed. That's another kind of, in a sense, a definition of a mantra. You're planting a seed. And, I just read something that was really interesting that kind of goes with this, that you're not going to eat the fruit of a tree the same day that you plant the seed, right? So it's the same thing with mantras. It's a seed that you're chanting, that you're putting inside of your being, and you have to nurture it. You know, when we nurture seeds, physical seeds for plants and whatnot, we put it in soil, we water it, we make sure it gets the sunlight it needs or whatever sunlight it needs in order for the plant to grow. And eventually in a few days or a few weeks or whatever, the plant will grow. And then we still have to, to take care of it. Mantras are the same way. It's planting a seed. You chant 108 times every day. There are some significances behind 108, and we'll talk about that at a later date. But you grow it, and you grow the power of that mantra by chanting it every day. Okay? So that's what I have for Rose, mantra for that.
Yeah. A couple of things come to mind. First of all, mantra of the month is MOM, when it's abbreviated, M-O-M. I like that.
Oh.
It's MOM, yeah. Mantra of the month. And then the 108, coming from a numerological point of view on that, 108 is 9. 1 plus 0 plus 8. It's 9.
Yeah.
That 9 energy, which is the old souls. And we had said on previous shows that, if it's a longer mantra and you don't want to sit there and do it 108 times in a row, you could break it up over the day and do it like 4 different times, chant it, say, 27 times, 4 times throughout the day. 27, 2 plus 7 is also 9. So with 108, yeah. So with 108, just looking at the numerology, however you break up the number of chants, you're going to get 9. That 9 energy never goes away. Yeah, 9 is a fascinating number. I just thought I'd throw that out there as a little quinky-dink there, And that was the introduction, and next month we'll have another mantra of the month, another MOM for you, and and more information, And if you have questions about mantras, I know I have lots of questions that I'd like to get into in future shows, future mantra segments, I guess I should say, the last Friday of the month, but you can always send us your questions, and then Dr. Rose can answer them on air.
Absolutely.
So there you go. That's it. That's another thing you could do.
Yeah, and for those of you who are really interested in this, get Healing Mantras by Thomas Ashley Farron, I think it is pronounced. Healing Mantras using sound affirmations for personal power, creativity, and healing. He has a lot of books, but Healing Mantras is really good at explaining. Thomas Ashley Farron was an American Vedic priest, and so he went to India and learned and trained and things of that nature. Then he came back to the United States or whatnot. But he can explain it really well. He's a wonderful author. So take a look at Healing Mantras book or some of his other ones. I'll pull from that, and I love to pull from his book because of how he explains things so that people living in the Western world can have a better understanding of what it is. That's all. What we're talking about, which is mantras.
Awesome, awesome. And I know we blew past the bottom of the hour break, but let's take a call before we do our bottom of the hour break information spot there, because we have some folks that have been holding on here. And remember, you can call in and join us on air. In fact, this would be the best time to call in and get your spot in the queue. Remember, as soon as you get through, press 1 on your dial pad so that you get put into the queue and we get to your call. And the phone number again is 7. Right. And the phone number again is 714-816-4628. That's 714-816-4628. You can ask us anything you want about tarot, numerology, psychic development, mantras, you name it. We have it covered. Hypnosis, energy healing, NLP, EFT. Between Dr. Rose and I, we pretty much have everything covered. And you can also ask for a mini reading as well, or some life coaching or what have you. Let's see who's been waiting the longest. It looks like area code 405. Caller, are you there? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, hello. My name is Susan,
Hi.
and I'm calling from Oklahoma.
Hi, Susan.
Awesome.
Welcome to the show.
Hi.
It sounds like you're in an echo chamber there. Are you on speakerphone?
I'm you on my iPad.
Oh.
Unfortunately, so I'm
That's okay.
making do. So,
Making do.
I was just, I actually have been having an issue with a ruptured disc, and
with a what?
And
I'm not hearing that.
Disc.
With a what?
A
ruptured disc.
Oh, ruptured disc. Okay, now it makes sense.
Herniated disc. And they wanted to do surgery, but I kind of instinctually felt that that wasn't what I needed to do. So I'm just wondering if there are any, if you have any suggestions on some things that I could do to help my body to heal itself, to gain some sense of alignment with my body so that I can help it, support it in healing.
Okay. Well, while Dax is shuffling the cards there, I would like to say if you are into mantras, definitely get the Healing Mantras book, because he talks about how you can even direct the energy of the mantras to certain parts of your body, even organs and things of that nature. There are mantras for every organ in the body. And there are other ways that you can heal yourself through that. Now, like I said, I'm not recommending that that's the only thing you do, but if you wanted to look at, if you're looking at alternative ways to help with your healing, I would definitely look at chanting mantras in terms of doing that, because it can be helpful,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, consider getting that book. I'll talk about some of those things in some of the upcoming shows. His book is like a wealth of knowledge there. But definitely check it out and see what might, work for you in your situation. But let me go ahead and pass it over to Dax.
Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, we always have to do the disclaimer that we're not medical doctors. And we're different kinds of doctors.
That's why I asked
so
it the way I did.
we can't really diagnose or really give too much advice in that area. We tend to try to skirt around it and look at your life overall and how that affects or is being affected by the situation. And the cards I'm getting are talking about that you're definitely on the right track here, that there's more that you can do. Yeah. And the only major arcana card showing up is the Wheel of Fortune, but, that's great card. I mean, the only better card to get is like the World or the Sun card in tarot. You know, the Wheel of Fortune turning in your direction, but it's all about connecting with the right. This is Dr. Rose just gave you a great example of an alternative, or should we say complementary way of dealing with health issues with the healing mantras.
Yes.
The
Right.
Ace of Coins shows up, the Ace of Pentacles. All the aces are, you know, anything new. And
Okay.
normally, like in a career reading or something like that, we're talking about a new business or a new venture or a new job or a new position at the firm you're at, that kind of thing. But in this particular situation and the question we're asking, it's showing that there is something new, that there's a new opportunity waiting out there for you. And right next to it is the Six of Pentacles, where basically, you know, a lot of times this card is about repayment and windfalls, things like that. You've got a merchant who's got scales. He's weighing out the funds that he is dispensing to the beggars on the street, and you know that he's giving of himself, but he's doing it very measured. Okay, and when I first saw that card, when Dr. Rose was talking about the healing mantras, you know, right away I saw this as someone coming in that has skills and abilities that can help you with this in an alternative fashion, you know, than
Right.
the straightforward, you know, medical interventions like, you know, the extreme, like surgery kind of thing. There's even cards talking about things like retreats and taking a step back and really looking at the whole situation.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so that's mostly the messages that are coming through. That it's just confirmation that you're on the right track. You should seek out complementary medical practitioners. You know, different types of
Right.
healing modalities and styles, and also, you know, full-on retreats where it's like a whole. I don't even know what it would be. You'd have
Like
to
a mind-body
do
type
some,
of thing.
yeah, where you know, just immerse yourself in the healing modes and the healing energies.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Susan,
So I hope that helps out.
Have you gotten?
That
I have
does.
a question. I have a question for you. Sorry about that. For the interruption. Susan, have you gotten a second opinion?
I have not. And actually, the first opinion, he was hesitant to even suggest it. So,
I see.
and that just kind of, you know, made my mind click. Wait, if he's even hesitating, suggesting it, is that the best option for me?
Exactly.
And so I've been doing a lot of research. I ordered an inversion table. It seems to be helping somewhat because it's helping to open up that disc area and allow, you know, the pain to kind of be alleviated somewhat. So I see promise, and I just think that I need to get my head straight, if that makes any sense, and focus on things that will help promote healing. And so your suggestions were great. And actually, Dax, when you were talking about that card, the Six of Pentacles, I was actually envisioning someone coming to me with ideas, with their wealth of knowledge, and they're going to give it to me. And so I can almost see it. And so that gives me a lot of... Go ahead.
Yes, yes. No, I just wanted to jump in, and because something popped in my mind, And when that happens, it's usually something you need to hear. Let me ask you real quick, is there a lot of pain involved?
Say what?
Uh-oh. All kinds of dinging going on there.
Yeah, I got a message, so I'm ignoring it. So what were you saying?
Yeah, so I was asking, is there a lot of pain involved?
There is pain. It's bearable.
Okay.
So it was worse. So I'm feeling encouraged about that as well, that I might be on the right track with what I'm doing.
Well,
so
the reason why I bring that up is because hypnosis is really, really wonderful for pain, and some of the NLP techniques as well. Yeah. So if you can find a local hypnotherapist to work with, they can really get that pain down to like even below manageable. I mean, just maybe not completely get rid of it. Sometimes it does go all the way away, but even if somebody's having a lot of pain and on a scale of 1 to 10, it's there in the 7, 8, 9, 10 range, and you can get them down to 3 or 2 or 1. It's life changing, and it's not curing or solving the problem, but if you could just do that, a lot of times that opens things up where you're able to really tune in to what you actually need to do for solving the actual problem itself, because you're not having the added thing of dealing with the pain. So I just want to throw that in for you. And for anybody else listening, if you have chronic back pain or other issues or anything like that, fibromyalgia, what's the diabetic peripheral, the peripheral pains, neuropathies, anything like that, folks. Seek out somebody that's a hypnotherapist, preferably somebody that is a hypnotist but also does neurolinguistic programming, NLP. And if they happen to do both modalities, that would be the best. And they're just fantastic for issues like that. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Well, thanks for the call,
great.
Susan.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I really do. Thanks so much for your support.
Yeah.
You're so welcome.
And now you're going to have to.
You.
Yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and now you're going to have to call us back and find out who you found or who found you.
Right.
Yeah. So before we take another call, Dr. Rose, I did want to mention that today's show is sponsored by the Tarot Guild, the international organization for tarot lovers, students, and professional readers. Since 2004, that's right, we're in our 17th year. Come visit us on the web at thetarotguild.com, thetarotguild.com. And whether you're just into tarot, into the art, collecting decks, maybe you're a student, or maybe you've been a professional for 30 years, there's something for everybody at thetarotguild.com. And professional readers, you can get certified. Students can take our course if they want, or join the guild and get certified when they're ready, and there's so many wonderful people on the website at thetarotguild.com. We got a few hundred people on there now, and then our Facebook group, Tarot Guild, there's 6,300 members of that Facebook group. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So yes, I just wanted to mention that, and also, Rose, can you tell us what the upcoming shows are on the network?
Absolutely.
And then we'll take a call.
Okay, so we have a show almost every day of the week, and we have a show coming up tomorrow called I'm sorry. Ooh, I need water. I'm sorry.
Take a glass of water.
My mouth.
Take a sip of water.
Couldn't keep up. Let me take a little sip of water here.
Alrighty.
So
Not
tomorrow,
a problem.
Saturday, March 27th, we have the Tarot Today radio show with Mary Brown and ours truly, Dax Carlisle. And they're going to do their monthly psychic spin. And the show that they're doing tomorrow is What Do You Want to Know from the Universe? They'll also have open lines and tarot mini readings. This show occurs at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, and that is happening tomorrow. And then on Sunday, we have The Magic Universe by Sharona Rapsick. She is doing a topic on the magic of angel colors. Oh, that sounds so wonderful. So if you want to learn more about the magic of angel colors, you want to tune in on Sunday at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern for Sharona Rapsick's Magic Universe. And then on Monday, we have Wisdom of the Soul with Janice Fuchs, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern. And then on Wednesday, we have the Compassionate Light Healing and Guidance Hour with Catherine Hahn. She's been doing this series of Back to the Basics this year, and she's going to be talking about the psychic senses and also wrapping up her March series, her series that she's doing this month. Back to the Basics, the Psychic Senses, and her March series wrap-up. And that's occurring on Wednesday, March 31st, different time, 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. And then next Friday, guess what? Guess who will be on the air? That'll be yours truly, Rose, and Dax. The doctors are in show, same time, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. And guess what, folks? It is going to be our 700th episode. Can you believe it? 700. My gosh, have I been around that long?
Wow.
So
you have.
Apparently so. So that's next Friday on April 2nd, and we will have life coaching and free tarot mini readings during that show. And that's our lineup. If you ever want to find out what's coming up, go to psychictalk.net/upcoming. And that's psychictalk.net/upcoming to find out what our schedule is. We have Dax testing scheduled out into, I'll say April 30th, and there's a June 19th show, but April 30th. So the end of April, we have our lineup, and every week and we add more. So that's where you want to go to find out more. I'm excited.
Right. I do want to mention something about the show tomorrow, our Psychic Spin, for people that are not familiar with that. Just like we started this new, there's a mantra for that segment of the show that's going to occur every last Friday of the month that we are on the air. We have this segment that we've been doing for years now called Psychic Spin, where we take a look at things that, big questions that are out there about the universe or how things work or stuff that's in the news that's on everybody's mind. You know, we've done shows on the coronavirus. We did, is there time travel? You know, I mean, some of them are fun and tongue-in-cheek, and some of them are serious, you know, things that are actually current events. And what we started doing a few months ago is we opened it up to the audience and said, hey, you tell us what you want us to pull cards on. And that's why we call it the Psychic Spin. You know, you got the talking heads, the news anchors, and the people, you know, like YouTubers and everything that, you know, talk about these things. But we have the added benefit where, you know, we can actually pull tarot cards on it and oracle cards and get our psychic intuition involved. And if there's numbers involved, I can do the numerology. So, yeah, we can put a psychic spin on the current events and so forth. We actually did get a question from one of the members on the tarotguild.com, Alice Moon, and she asked, she said, hi, Dax, I have a question for Psychic Spin. Does the multiverse really exist, and how many dimensions are there? It's something I would really like to know. So we're going to be asking her question tomorrow about the multiverse. Now, we actually did an episode, gosh, I think it was, at least a year ago, of Psychic Spin, where we tarot, are there infinite universes? And I'm going to have to go back and listen to that show. Mary and I have to listen to that show and see what we said. But we're going to pull new cards and maybe come at it from a different angle this time. But it's going to be fun on tomorrow's show. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. So you have something to look forward to for tomorrow. All righty.
Cool.
Let's see here. Who's been waiting the longest? I think we have time for another call. Looks like area code 949. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello.
Hello? Hi.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi, my name's Bo.
What's your name?
I'm Bo. I'm from Orange County.
Hi,
From Orange County?
where are you calling from?
Hi, honey. Hi. I was wondering if it was me. Oh, I'm doing great. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
I can
having a
hear
little difficulty making you out. Yeah, we're having a little
Okay.
difficulty there.
Just 1 second, okay? Just 1 second.
Rose, did you
Well-
catch the name? I didn't catch the name there.
Bo. Her name is
Yes,
Bo.
Bo?
you got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's much
that's
better.
a lot better.
Oh, hi, guys. Hi, how are you doing? Sorry, I had to get you off my headphones. But anyways, how you been?
Good.
My name is Bo, and I'd like to maybe find out, some kind of point of entry maybe to open up my intuition. I've, ventured into some cards and stuff and some healing classes and stuff, but I would, maybe a message from my, I don't know. I was thinking maybe doing some Akashic records. Sounds very interesting. Just different stuff that it's amazing that, that we have access to right now, especially with us being with the coronavirus and stuff. But the Zoom's awesome, you can find anything online. You there?
Right. Yes, we're just listening to you, Bo. That's all.
Okay, good. I didn't know if I had phased in and out. Anyway, so yeah, maybe, are you guys,
Yeah, let's see.
maybe,
Well,
okay.
we'll take a look there. I'm going to put your line on hold because I'm getting some background feedback noise there. So we're just going to put Bo's line on hold for a second here while we take a look at the cards and what's going on. And so, she's looking to continue her psychic development. And it's showing up right away in the cards, Dr. Rose, the Queen of Cups, which is a card about that very thing. The healing arts, psychic ability, intuition, listening to your intuition. And the Queen of Wands also shows up. And that's that fiery energy, following your passion. So, if this is your passion, Bo, you should really, set the intention, like you had said earlier with the mantras there, Dr. Rose. It's all about setting the intention, and the right people, places, and things are going to fall into place and find you and to help you along this. Another aspect of the Queen of Wands is, on the Waite Smith version of the card, there's that black cat sitting at her feet there. And cats are very independent. And so, again, this is, along with the Queen of Cups, is hinting at that you want to maintain your independence, and you want to, go inside because you already know everything that you need to know as far as to develop your psychic ability. It's just getting more in touch with it is what's going on here. But there are a couple of cards, Dr. Rose, like the Two of Cups and the Six of Pentacles that we got with our last caller. Again, about seeking out other people to help you with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are people out there that can help you develop your psychic abilities. One thing, I think, just the topic of today's show, exploring mantras, that is a great idea.
And actually, I'm the one I was talking about today. can help you
Mm-hmm.
in terms of
Exactly.
your
Yeah.
spiritual knowledge, learning the spiritual knowledge that you want to learn. Some people chant it if they want to have a deeper experience with, let's say, Jesus and, Judeo-Christianity and whatnot. Whatever spiritual knowledge that you want to attain, chant I'm along with that. I won't say at the same time that you're learning, but while you're learning, and it can help you to get more deep, to go deeper with that knowledge and how you're going to use it, in the world. So, yeah.
Exactly.
That's
And
great.
I've got two
you've
more
taken that on.
suggestions. Yes, it's wonderful. We need more people that, are using their intuition, psychic abilities. She mentioned the Akashic records. We need more people because a lot of people need help,
Yeah.
And I got a couple of other suggestions. One, shameless plug, my course, Tarot by the Numbers. It's a great way to open to psychic development because when you study tarot and numerology, and included in my courses, psychic development and sacred geometry, and once you start working with the cards, it really helps build your intuition up. Okay, so shameless plug, you can take my course. You'll find it on the Tarot Guild website at thetarotguild.com. But also, Bo mentioned the Akashic records. And there's a great modality out there that is both counseling and it's a healing modality as well called soul realignment. And you will find an article on that actually. I have it posted under news, I think. If you just go to thetarotguild.com, the front page, and scroll down till you see the news, I think it's the fourth item on there. It says Soul Realignment Certification Program. There's actually a certification program out there that some of our past hosts actually have taken and do, like Ann Anola and Sue Schumacher. Sue's right here in Arizona, actually. And you learn about accessing the Akashic records. And it was created by Andrea Hess. And there's information right there on our website about that. I think it's a nice synchronicity that Bo, happened to mention working with the Akashic records. And, this is the perfect program for that, and we have it right there on the Tarot Guild site. You can read more about it, and there's a link that'll take you over where you can, there's even a video I have on that post with Andrea talking about the Akashic records, soul realignment, and so forth. It's the perfect program for that, and so I don't think it was an accident that Bo called in today. So I hope that helps her out. Yeah, we're at the end of the show. We got to run here. But glad to be back on the air with you, Dr. Rose.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And I'm glad you're doing much better and, it's doing much better. That's all I can say. So it's a good
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to our show next week. We're going to be in April already. Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
And our 700th episode, what a milestone.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So y'all,
what are we going to do?
y'all have to
Let's make it
listen
fun.
in. Maybe we get some of the other hosts to call in and make it a party and, just call in and celebrate with us. And you can also, ask for some life coaching, a mini reading right there live on air.
Yeah.
And we'll be back next week.
Yes. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to take the link to that Soul Realignment certification post that I have on the Tarot Guild site, and I'm going to pop that in on our chat post for today. So if you go to psychictalk.net/chat, those that are live with us now, and especially for Bo, if you just open a new tab in your browser and type in psychictalk.net/chat, it'll take you over to our chat post for today's show, And I just popped the link in there for soul realignment. You can also, like I said, just go to the homepage at thetarotguild.com, and it's towards the top. You just scroll down, you'll see a section on the main page called Guild News, and the fourth item there is the Soul Realignment Certification Program. And one last thing is that Andrea does a free webinar on Saturday, and she's having one this Saturday, I believe around 9 or 10 a.m. on the West Coast, and it's called Akashic Records Manifesting Demystified, Akashic Records, and there's actually a post for that also in that same spot there right next to the Soul Realignment Certification Program post that I did under Guild News right there on thetarotguild.com. Yeah, so you can go over there and you can take that free webinar tomorrow, and then it's right before our radio show, Mary and I, and then you can tune into the radio show. So how about that?
That sounds fantastic.
Awesome. Awesome sauce. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye. Thanks to all of our listeners and callers. We don't have a show without you. And thank you, Rose, for being here.
No problem, and thank you. This is a wonderful show today. So
it was great. I had a lot of fun learning things.
We'll have this again next month, right? There's a mantra for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, let me just look real quick here. Give that out. We might as well, prime the pump here a little bit. There are 5 Fridays, and we're taking the 16th off because that's when I'm getting my second shot. But the last Friday is the 30th of April, and that's when we're going to be doing the next. There's a mantra for that, so I just thought I'd throw that out there.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody.
Be sure to give us your mantra questions and all that in the interim.
That's absolutely, yes, absolutely. We would love to get some interesting questions to chat about during that segment. And going to say goodbye for now. And bye, Rose. And bye, everybody out there.
Bye, everybody.
See you next week.